What's good, thugs? Happy Memorial Day. I think this is a armed forces holiday of some sort, y'all. I'm not really good with knowing, but to those who serve, we appreciate you and happy Memorial Day. I hope everyone is involved in barbecue, good food, relaxation, and no stress. And to those who are working, I hope you getting double time. I really, really do, because it is a holiday. Anyway, you guys, we are here to do our weekly recap of the Housewives of New Jersey. James is dealing with some personal matters, so he will not be a part of this live. But as always, you can find the link in the description of this video to subscribe to James's channel for those who watch or have watched previous recaps and like what he has to say and offer. So we're just going to jump right on into it, you guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you really like what we're doing. By the end of this, comment your opinions. I am responsive. I will respond to you. Love to see it. Maybe your comment will get pinned. Moving it on along, Marge and Joe Benigma. I really just did not need to put his last name there, but I love Italians' last names. I just think they just sound elegant. So I had to put his last name in there. But they go out to have burgers after riding on his motorcycle. I really like that about Marge. I know a lot of people feel like she's messy, but I like when people attain money and still somehow stay down to earth. And to be just riding a motorcycle with your boo thing because y'all got some free time together and stop in to get some regular burgers with onion rings. Even though she has her Ozempic, she says, if I do this injection, I won't get fat from this burger. So she had her little burger and onion rings. I love to see them eat. James has mentioned this. I've mentioned this. A lot of other recappers and people who watch the show have mentioned this. A lot of the housewives, you don't see them eat. Like, it's weird. You don't really see them eat. So it's nice to see people not acting all prissy and realizing that food is part of how we survive. Moving on, she tells Joe the gossip and all the drama she has going on with Jennifer Fessler, how she feels that Jennifer Fessler has not checked on her after Jan died, who she was very close to. That is her ex-husband, for those who need a reminder. I just found that it was weird that she's crying about her ex-husband to her current husband, who she was cheating on with while married to the ex-husband who's passed on that she's crying over. That's a little weird. I don't know. That's a little bit weird to be crying to your next about your ex. Did I say that right? I hope I got that right. I hope that I got that right. But it just was a little weird. Now I do understand they shared children together. She also helped to raise his stepchildren. She has a child, I believe, with him. So they did work through their differences, even with the affair, and they were in a good place. That was one of her best friends. So she's clearly grieving, and condolences to her loved ones, and I wish them all the best. But we do learn that Jan died from a pulmonary embolism, which essentially is a blood clot, which when they travel can be like life or death. And unfortunately, Jan did not come out on top. But I wish his family the best. That's an unfortunate way to pass, especially knowing he was so healthy. And good job to you, Marge, for keeping his name alive in a positive light. So moving on, you guys, Rachel meets with Jennifer Fessler, and she's still crying over Jennifer talking to Teresa at that dang dinner. And, I was cracking up because Jennifer Fessler is much older. She's in her 50s. And, Rachel is the 32-year-old. She's the same age as me. So she's a millennial. There is a generational gap and difference here that is clear as day to see. And Jen speaks on that, saying that she feels like Rachel's more emotional because of her age. And it's a thing she may not understand because of her generation, which is true, by the way. I remember learning about that when I was getting my degree in psychology. I do remember learning that. So, different generations think differently, different strokes, different folks, it's just a fact. But I don't like that she's like not validating her friend's feelings just because she feels like the age difference is the problem. You still have to acknowledge the feelings of your friends. It's just a fact. You have to do it. So Jennifer explains that she spoke to Teresa about herself because the rumor was going around that Jennifer was like, oh, we need to take them down, or said something along the lines of that. And Teresa did not like that. So Jennifer's talking to her about what she said. And, the conversation did start about the two of them. She says that she defended Rachel when Rachel's name came up to Teresa, which they show. And it was like a weak defense. She didn't allow her to speak negatively, but she could have defended her friend just a little bit more. But Jennifer Fessler says she viewed it as a victory and that she did the best that she could with the cards that she was dealt. I think that's fair. I genuinely, you guys, feel like that's fair. I feel like she did the best that she could. Listen, everybody and Jen said it last season, though I do feel she's being messy and a little bit wishy-washy with her friendships. Not everybody is confrontational. Not everybody's comfortable arguing or going toe to toe with people who haven't come at them first. Like, not everyone's like that. But like Marge said, it'd be better if Jen would just admit that from the get go versus going to them and saying, my loyalty will lie with you. I won't be friends with her. And then going and smiling in her face. That's the problem. So, a lot of people like to forget that because they don't like Marge, but I'm trying to look at it from an unbiased point of view. I think they both could have done and handled the situation better personally. Jen needs more of a backbone, and Marge needs to be quiet a little bit and just let stuff play out without doing whatever she does in the background. But Rachel doesn't want Jen talking about the situation of John Fuda and Louis, which is fair. She feels that John and Louis need to talk themselves, which they do. But I don't know. It turns out we learned Rachel and Jen are very close. They spend Christmas together. Their kids are friendly. And Jen threw a little bit of shade at Marge. And I'm like, okay, maybe Marge and her are having deeper issues. But I was annoyed with the conversation. I'm like, Rachel, I understand what Jen's doing. It's not the most loyal thing. It's wishy-washy as hell. It really is. But to be crying over it, girl, grow up. You really crying over it? This is a 52-year-old lady. She could be your mama. And you crying? Girl, come on now. You a housewife. I can't have you crying like that. I just cannot, Rachel. So moving on, you guys. Jennifer Aiden. I was so annoyed with this. Jennifer Aiden had a damn party for her dog Biscuit. The dog turned a year old. Her spoiled ass daughter got the dog. I'm sorry. I know that issues with how Jen Aiden's kids have come up. And she's on a reality show. I know her first season, people spoke about her parenting. Her husband complains about her parenting. And Jennifer Aiden seems like the type of chick that, like, she just doesn't want to hear anything constructive. Like, everything she does in her mind is right. But that little girl is spoiled. That little girl is spoiled. She's always in grown folk face. I don't know if that's like a thing in the Italian community, but it just seems to be like the little girl needs to just mind her. So she said she gave in and gave the girl a dog, which is fine. But I didn't understand why the little girl kept saying the bitch word. Like when I was 10, I couldn't say any curse word, not even HE double hockey sticks. I couldn't do it. Now, my parents don't care if I curse, but as a 10-year-old, I couldn't. Why would you even have dog biscuits with that name on it for a kid's party? Like, I don't understand. But we see Gia in a confessional. I really don't care who she dates or what's going on with that. I wish her the best, but I I don't care. It's the Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's not a housewife. Hell, her mama just became a housewife again. So I'm just, yeah. Good for you, Gia. Now go be in a child's place. You'll always be a child to us. Moving on, you guys. I did find it interesting though that Gia's boyfriend works with Louis. So I'm like, this is confirmation that Louis has a job. So I viewed that as a positive. I'll give him that. I will give them that. He's got a job, y'all. Thug life and hallelujah. But moving on, we then see that everybody arrives at this stupid birthday party for this raggedy dog. I'm not gonna call the dog raggedy. I love dogs. Raggedy dog mama throwing the party. I didn't understand why a dog needed a first birthday party. I just did not. But honestly, if I had money, my cat would have a party. My pets would have a party. So do you, Jennifer Aiden. Everyone's there except for Melissa, Marge, and Rachel, which I'm not surprised because they don't want to have anything to do with anybody who has anything to do with Teresa. And this is why I feel like Teresa should go. Because Teresa will gaslight, manipulate, and just tell lies and but that's not true. That way, it's annoying. It's very annoying. But when her lies and stuff become like overly divisive, or when people take rumors to a point that just should not be okay, like I don't know. I feel like the show needs to step in and either check her or remove her. Plus, she's been on here for 14 seasons. I'm tired of her. I need a break. But at the party, Jennifer Aiden mentions that Danielle had an event where her friend Lena helped out at this event. And when the situation played out, when it comes to the time of the event, which was a housewives party that they planned, I guess Lena, who helped plan it, was unable to get in because she didn't have on her wristband for the event. They went to tell Danielle to talk to her, and Danielle was like, no, she cannot come in, and did not allow her in the party. Now, that's very vague. I'm like, did she know that it was you at the door? Like, you guys are not telling this story in a way where we can properly dissect it, it sounds like a very one-sided way of telling, the story. It just felt that way. But basically, Lena feels that it was rude of Danielle to do that. And I don't trust Lena because she does Teresa's hair. I don't trust anybody who has to do with Teresa. I've been watching this show since season one. Teresa always has friends of hers or people in her camp or friend group who will do her dirty work. Teresa is not smart enough to know how to do her dirty work. Look at how she handles conflict when confronted with stuff. She just tells a lie. That woman is not intelligent. Her publicist is intelligent. Her kids going to college, they are intelligent. Joe back then was slightly intelligent, except he's not because he got caught. But Teresa isn't. Like, we know that she always has people to do her dirty work. And now Jennifer Aiden is doing Teresa's dirty work by bringing Teresa's hairstylist, who somehow was planning an event, in to talk about Danielle. And we know that there was some sort of giant blow up and altercation that actually caused filming to suspend for a little bit during the time that this was filmed. Because I remember reading about that online and people were reporting on it. So I feel like this is the beginning of the problem between Jennifer Aiden and Danielle. I definitely feel like this is the beginning of it. I didn't understand why they brought this up. But Jen says she did try to call Danielle after everything happened the next day, and that Danielle was like, I want no parts of it. Why would she want parts of the drama? Why would she want parts of that after an event? Like, that's stupid. Maybe she just didn't want to deal with the BS. I think Danielle has awoken from last season when Teresa and Jen clearly used her as a way to get back at other ladies and as a pawn. I think that Danielle has learned, I will not be used again. I'm going to come on and be a little bit more myself and a little bit more authentic this season, which thus far I'm getting, because we're only in episode 4, which I need to add to the title. This is season 14, episode 4. Apologies. I noticed it is not in the title, just the title of the doggone episode. Anywho, moving on, you guys. They didn't discuss who was invited to this event, and Teresa starts to insult Margaret and Joe. Once again, Teresa's starting, but with insulting people. Marge and Joe just be like, I want no parts. I don't want to deal with her. Same thing with Melissa, but Teresa got to go and actually throw an insult. So Jennifer Fessler, for some reason, opens her big flappy mouth to say that basically everything that went down between her and Rachel. And I'm like, Jen, you're oversharing. Rachel's supposed to be a close friend. You don't need to share everything about your interaction with these women. All Jen needed to say to these women, we met and we did have a talk and we did make peace. I do care about her and I'm glad we're in a better place. That's all you had to say. You don't need to explain everything that Rachel said to you and how she felt. You're being messy, Jen. You're oversharing. This is why I can't side with Jen Fessler. This is why, because she moving funny. She moving real funny. She's a snake in the grass, y'all. She hissing in the grass, lurking beneath us all. Now, but this is why I just don't like wishy-washy people. So moving on, you guys. Jackie being happy to be there with these ladies, trying to make it seem like they're peaceful, was weird considering how tumultuous Jackie's relationship with Jennifer and Teresa has been during her tenure on the show. They are part of the reason why she's not there. They have ignored and mocked and made light of her eating disorder. It's baffling to me that Jackie would be cool with Teresa. They also carried that BS rumor about Evan and Jackie. I don't understand how Jackie could smile in the face of people who just a couple seasons ago, your husband wasn't even cool being in the same room with them because they were spreading lies about him cheating on you. And you said it affected your kids so much, but you can forgive them. Pay attention to that. Remember that. Teresa talked about her children, her husband. It was a big deal. And now Jackie's smiling in her face. Just remember that. Anywho, for some reason, even Dolores notices the BS with Jackie. But Teresa claims that Louis is going to behave around John if they speak or see each other, because Dolores is going to have her annual baseball charity event, which we see every year since Dolores has been here. And this is where Jennifer brings up Joe Gorga and Jen Fessler. And the subject changed quick. Jen, this should show you that Teresa's not your friend. You can't even have an opinion on somebody that she don't like without her feeling like you're an enemy and turning her back on you. And when she does turn her back on you, do not take your Ozempic taking ass back to Marge. No. Keep that same energy, Jen Fessler. Messy and desperate for attention. I think that's what Jen Fessler's issue was. Anywho, Meanwhile, Joe and Melissa, they're dropping off Antonia to college. It's nice that she gets to share a dorm with her childhood friend. And the dorm was very cute. It's kids grow. I'm glad to see their children are going to college. And, obviously Melissa and Joe are struggling, but they did a good job with their kids. I will say that. Her kids know how to mind the business of children, unlike Teresa's kids who like to butt their nose into everything and have an opinion about everything. Moving on. Danielle's preparing for Fashion Week. Her children's line is going to end up in Fashion Week. And she's discussing it with her husband, Nate, because she has no family that can show up. His parents on his side, and one of them is passed on. One of them can't travel. Her mother is on a cruise. She's not speaking to her father or her brother. So she's upset that her family can't come. Listen, she says that her dad reaches out to her constantly, and she does not respond to him reaching out. Why? I didn't have the easiest childhood, but I'm lucky that God blessed me with one good parent, and I believe that's all that it takes. And my dad was that good parent for me. I think whether it's your mother or your father, if a parent has been good to you and has not caused you pain, I've had to go through trauma, abuse, all sorts of crazy stuff. There are kids who are in foster care with parents that just choose not to have them. And Danielle is beefing with her dad for what? Your brother, okay, but you're beefing with your dad for what? And then you're beefing with him. You know how many people wish their fathers would reach out and make an effort? Yours is making an effort, Danielle, and you just don't want to talk to him. I want her to stop this drama with her family. I don't see the point in it. And it seems like she seems spoiled just based on how she's, explaining it and how she's reacting. Danielle seems spoiled. I feel that that's what that is. Moving on, you guys. I hope that they do reconcile though. Dolores has her baseball charity event. Everybody shows up, literally the whole cast, which I love. That just shows that Dolores really is the glue in the foundation that is keeping these people together. That's why we love our Black Dolores. I love Dolores. I really do. Sometimes I'm like, I want her to speak up, but she really is a lady with how she handles things. And I think she picks and chooses her battles wisely. And the fact that she can do that while still providing some form of entertainment on this show as a housewife is good. It shows you don't have to be messy, evil, or vindictive just to, have people to like you or be on your side. And I love that. Moving on, y'all. So at this event, Danielle is surprised that Jackie was at Jen's party. And even Danielle is like, this is a BS friendship. So that's two people in the cast, well, three who've mentioned it. Marge explains that they were not in a good place and that Jackie should not be upset that Danielle didn't invite her to previous events, which I actually agreed with. Then Jackie is upset. She's like, you never defend me. So Marge mentions to Jackie that Jackie never checks in on her and talked about the anniversary of Jan's death just happened and she never heard from her. And Jackie was speechless. She was like, oops, you know? Then Marge mentions how, she championed Jackie for her book, helped her to get a book deal, and Jackie couldn't even do her the courtesy of sending her a copy of the book, which I actually think is standard. But at the same time, as her friend, I don't need my friend to send me a copy. James's book came out. I didn't really know he was even putting it out. I just knew that he had written a book. Didn't know he found a publisher. He didn't tell me any of it. But I saw that he dropped the book. I found out through social media. And why get upset? Good for you. I took my black ass to Amazon and bought me a copy of it. Fraternity Row the Pledge is the name of the book. So check it out if you haven't already. The link is also in the description to his channel for those interested. But my point being is, ain't nobody. I feel like people flip out over stuff that's stupid. When it comes to events, people showing up and supporting me, I expect my husband to do so. That's about it. If I was like really close with family, again, I had a kind of effed up childhood, but if I was super close with family, yes, I'd expect that. But expect the people who are truly close, spouses, sisters, cousins, those people. When it comes to your friends, they're supposed to be those lighter relationships that are more so fun and supportive. I mean, give her a break. Give her a break. I think that Marge is more upset about Jan. I think the book thing is stupid, personally. But Jackie, why didn't you think to send your friend a book or check in? That was weird because she helped you get the book deal. So obviously Jackie and Marge have issues in their friendship. And in my opinion, the way Jackie acted in her confessional, I feel like Jackie wants to come back on the show because remember she took the break because she said it wasn't good for her health and that. I feel like Jackie wants to come back on the show. And she sees how online people are very strong on Marge in their opinion. Seems like Jackie got published and now she's acting brand new. That's what I feel. But at the same time, I don't think it's that deep to freak out over a book. Listen, sometimes people are here for seasons and reasons, and I think that this was just a season of friendship for these two. I mean, Jackie and Marge were cool, but I never viewed them as that cool. I felt like they were forced to bond because of Teresa messing with both of them at the time. So I don't think that's a good way to gauge your actual friendship. But the Gorgas and the Ruellas, they come and they arrive together. It was very awkward, but this is how you know that Teresa is childish because Melissa told her son Joey, say hello and give your aunt a hug. And he did that. Teresa's got Gia in there and all of that. She's not telling anybody to say hello to the nephew. She's ignoring and icing those kids out like they did it. Disgusting behavior, Teresa. Vile human is this woman. So Marge and Jennifer Fessler talk, and it just looked like Marge was like, ooh, this fight with Jackie's ended. Now I'm going to go off on Jen Fessler. She's had it. And Jen Fessler's like, wait, what? Jen don't like that. Well, basically, Marge don't like that Jen is being friendly with Teresa. Marge, people aren't going to do what you want them to do. And you can have friends with somebody who's friends with someone that you don't like. You just have to trust your friends. And if you can't trust that your friends won't talk about you even to your enemies, then you don't need to have them as friends in the first place. It's like these elementary school pieces of advice I have to give these women. So moving on, you guys. Joe Gorga and Bill Aiden were chilling and getting along, hugging. They missed each other. They had a serious bromance. And Jennifer Aiden's dumbass gets upset at Bill for being cool with them, saying it undermines me. Jennifer, are you forgetting that you attacked Melissa and Joe? The only reason that y'all not getting along is because of you. And now you're getting at your husband for getting along and being kind to them at a charity event. This is why Jennifer is friends with Teresa and her plastic surgery is not helping her to look better. This is exactly why, y'all. This is exactly why. But Melissa does come to try to talk to Jennifer, extends an olive branch, and we did see Jennifer in a previous episode. Like, now that I'm so close with Marisa, I ain't messing with Melissa. You're not a friend. If you were really her friend, you would do like Dolores and say nothing and get involved with the family beef at all. Or you would be pushing her to make things right with her only living family outside of her daughters. You're not a friend, Jennifer. You're trash. And you're miserable because you were forced to marry that man and you don't have the heart to divorce him because your pathetic ass don't know if you can hold a job without him. I said what I said. I'm just saying. It's how it is. So we'll see where it goes with the ladies, but they continue the charity event. It goes well. They were able to raise $200,000, which was well above Dolores's goal. Good for you, Dolores, for always giving back to the community. You are sharing the blessings that you have with others, and I think that that will continue to bring them to you as well. But that was my recap, you guys, of the Housewives of New Jersey. What we're going to do, as I do with my videos where it's independent, is we're going to play a song by the leader of B3ST. Also, that's the reason we are here. We're going to listen to a song from his EP, which was titled Sincerely XO and Oso. This is a song titled Mood Change. So I'll leave you with that. And then be on the lookout because in a few minutes I will be going live to do my Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back again next Monday. Again, happy Memorial Day to you all. And I'll see y'all later.
Right in the car with a roof down. Yeah, she know the vibe, she kick down. They say X out, good sound. They see me up, they hate it now. Hey, baby, so drunk I can see your face, baby. These memories are going vague, baby. Look at your mood, change your face, baby. I'm afraid, baby.
Mood changes like the ring I used to own. You pat your lips every time I leave you home. 20 minutes past 5, then you come. So a dome say you miss me and you want me. That dreamland, I don't work at all. The papers will make love and thank the Lord. Daydreaming all week, got me thinking how it would be if every day was the weekend with you. The Louis XB that you smiling and bubble. Used to be a rude boy, yes I know. Down Venus, no beaches, where we were on.
Venezia.
Pronounced in Italian. When you ride, you're like a heck stallion. 3-2, baby, yes, you're my one.
Why'd you Right in the car with a roof down. Yeah, she know the vibe, she kick down. They say X out, good sound. They see me up, they hate it now. Hey, baby, so drunk I can see your face, baby. These memories are going vague, baby. Look at your mood change
to you cause you're my rock. With everything that I got. Blessing that's not a thought. It's not a flex, that's all you pull. Hey, XO, and we the best. The music don't stop till we success. Till we success. When my wife got my side, every time he hype.
I know how you are when you're high. I know you don't make feel your vibe. I know you're done with lies. For our love, we're gonna fight. Baby, I've been going through some stuff that's been on my mind for quite some time. Maybe I need a ride with the vibe. Keep my head down, yeah, just this time.
Just in time, just in time. Yes, you are. Just in time, just in time. Came into my life after just in time, man. Can be anytime and better. Oh, just in time, that's all about you. And you're also best.